Hello, 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 brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my page. Um, when I say light and dark, I mean that there's good in the light and there's good in the dark, okay? You know what I'm saying? Black does not mean it's evil, but it can mean many things. And white does not mean evil. It can mean many different things, okay? Okay, if you have any questions to ask the psychologist, you put your question down there, okay? If you want to know the basic fundamentals of something, you ask the question so I can do some research on it if I don't know about it. Okay, I think I know pretty much everything about this life that there is to know. I'm just here passing through, okay? But anyhow, this video is going to be, my videos are basically 10 minutes. I usually try to tell you if you're new to this page, look at my other one, look at part 1, part 2. But I'm thinking that this is what's going to be the last one, unless I come up with something else. Okay, this video is about how the solutions to the Negro and minority races, part 3. Okay. Now, my past videos, I don't remember what I said, but I'm going to talk about something I've probably spin off from there. In a nutshell, there's like a 90% chance there will be no well-established black communities or Hispanic or Chinese communities. Though there is these type of communities that do exist, but they are living in poor situations, okay? Or maybe they're trying their best, because you have to understand that in order to help the minority communities, there has to be capital given to those communities. Okay, let's make a good example. Okay, you got a whole bunch of black football players, athletes, okay, and women who spend billions and billions of dollars more than men on hair products and stuff, get their stuff, makeup, their face and all that stuff. Some makeup is okay, but some women overdo it with weave and stuff like that, especially in the black community, women, okay, in particular. I prefer my women very beautiful with their hair combed straight out, and that is the way you should be. But women, or you can braid your hair, because that looks nice on a lot of females' heads. Your natural hair, instead of putting that heat and shit in your hair. You don't need all that shit. Okay? But to help the community, the African American community, or the lower minority races, okay, it seems to be that Hispanics and African Americans, or Latinos, or whatever, or Mexicans, they seem to complain about poverty. But you got Indian people who have their own stores and their own businesses, okay? You got Chinese people in Chinatown and stuff. Well, you see Asian people selling food and stuff, but blacks have their own businesses too, but it's not as a giant actually blacks make more money than those Chinese or whatever they do, because it's sports. If you look in sports, you can see the athleticism. Each one of them, African Americans who are in sports particularly, are making millions and millions of dollars. Okay, that automatically helps out the black communities all across the United States, hands down. We're not going to talk about Indian or Chinese. We're just going to keep them out of it. Keep them out of it. Okay, they're not even on TV. They're not televised as much. Okay, so that's the great way that African Americans and minority, Hispanics, Latinos, whatever, Mexicans, okay, those minority colored, earth, humanoid. There's two different types of species of humans, so there's not just one is more superior than the other, because each one has their own traits. Okay, but basically, blacks know by fact that at one time the Persian Empire existed, and they should automatically know about the Egyptian story. Okay, well, blacks had whites in slavery. Okay, and let me tell you a little interesting story about this Egyptian story I read. Okay. I read it somewhere, but I don't really know where I read it from. Maybe it's the Book of the Dead or something like that, but I seen a picture on the wall in Egyptian walls one day, and I saw blacks worshiping the gods, okay, Horus, okay, or Osiris or whatever, they bow down. You see how big they are, and they got dog heads. But I seen one particular picture where it was a whole bunch of blacks bowing down to one white man, okay, in the center. Okay, but I read the story somewhere in which the gods created a new species of man, okay. All right. Now the basics, they created this black race, okay, of people which were beautiful and so forth, and they had melatonin in their skin, okay. But these individuals they created did not have melatonin in their skin, and they were affected by the sun, so they keep biologically creating this white man, the slave thinkers. Okay. Now I'm not saying this story is true or not, but it's on the wall, and I saw it. Okay. And they have this little tube thing, which I think it was electrical or it's a little tube thing on the wall. It's right near that area, okay? And what happens that when they try to control this white man, the gods had to leave, okay? And the white man who was created by these Egyptian gods, okay, the pharaoh or what you want to call it, okay, considered themselves pharaohs, okay? Okay, and they did not agree with the slaves that was once owned by the gods. So there was a great war, okay? And the whites lost. Yeah, the whites lost, okay? And they fled to the north, okay, in the cold lands, because that's what they have hot bloods, okay? They're not like Africans, okay, or Egyptians. Egyptian to me is just black, okay? Okay, and you know, and when they fled to the north, okay, that's how they were surrounded. They created their own lands in the ocean. They made boats and shit. They had technology beyond, okay? But the Africans that congregated the whole entire planet, they eventually to multiply, because African Americans multiplied at an alarming faster rate than whites do, okay? So they stayed in the winter. They stayed over there in the north. They tried to stay on the poles of the earth, okay? And eventually, that's how that story came about, okay? Okay, so now you got, you know, they got tired of it. The Persian Empire, you hear the movie 300, and they got smart. They had technology. They had tactics, strategies, and they wiped them out. So it's now reversed now, okay? Now, since they know this, okay, since African Americans should know that blacks once had whites in slavery, do you think that's going to happen again? It's going to be a flip-flop? No, there will not be a flip-flop, okay? There was different technologies back then and there. Now you see the technologies now, okay? Now, I told you about this short Egyptian story, but you have to understand that everything is under a currency. The white man's paper, the white man's dollar. Or you can go to Ethiopia. They're using almost the same type of paper, cotton. Okay, and they got their little black faces on there. Okay? That's still an imitation of the white man. Okay, there's still money. Their money is worth the West, whatever's traded. Okay, every country is all that money is going through the United States now. Okay, we got that. Understand? We got to get that to your head. Okay, the Star Trek universe is a fictitious story in which the white man is probably trying to do, because sometimes they are basically trying to give capital to certain areas to try to help people come together as one, or they might even do martial law. Like I said before, it's very hard. Okay, that's how they're showing their gratitude. You can't really focus on the ancestors of the white man if we want to build ourselves up as a humanoid race. Okay, so remembering their terrible deeds and their ancestors does not mean we should strike revenge. That's what the new Black Panther Party is doing. The new Black Panther Party is saying, kill the white man, kill him. I'm like, you have no fucking chance in hell, man. You don't understand what the fuck you're talking about, okay? Okay, so now that's what I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that, and let's see. I think I probably talked about these things before. You know, it can't happen. Okay, this is it. Okay, you know, there are black communities, there are white communities. It seems like everybody want to go to the suburban areas. Okay, everybody want to go to nicer areas. Okay, you don't want to live in a black community. Okay, so you know, common sense would say that's a harder community to fix. Okay, poor urban areas. Okay, my only solution is football players, Beyonce, Rihanna. Okay, give and donate to these black communities. You know what happened to that? Okay. That's a great solution, okay? But that may not happen because they will probably be abused, okay? And that's going to suffer most African Americans. But that's the best solution I see, that how African Americans can help each other. They're like the lowest fucking race, okay? The most beautiful race, the most athletic race. They know how to rap and dance and move around. The sex is high because everybody gonna gravitate towards blacks. Blacks are not as popular in other countries than it is in America, okay? Their faces are not plastered simply because of jealousy, okay? Most Caucasoid people, okay, they don't like that, you know, that pizzazz, because they can't imitate that. They try to. You see, if you look in Africa, you can see in Africa, there's some white people dancing with Africans. They trying to be African. They try their best, okay? You can't do that. You won't see it in North Korea. You won't see it in China. You won't see it in Japan, because those individuals are quirky, okay? Logical, okay? Okay, truly logical people can't dance, okay, like that, okay? All right, I can't dance, and I'm black. My brother's not dance, okay? So it's a genetic trait, okay? So study eugenics and understand, okay? What I'm talking about is true here, okay? I'm not being a racist or anything, including, but you can tell who you are, okay? All right? And the black community can be helped, but it's a very small percentage, a 10% chance. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Peace and love. And help one another. And be kind. Peace.